Hey, friends. Well, it's November 8th, and I found a journal that's from October 30th. That was the last day of the intensity that I've spoken of before, from the 28th through the 30th. My life was very intense and amazing. So I thought I would maybe wrap up my discussion of that by reading this. It's the second journal of the day, Heart's Yearning Call, Burning Intensity. Why? I don't know what's going on within these last 3 days, but it's intense. It's like something has reached some sort of internal crescendo and must be answered, must be fulfilled, or I shall break, shall burst apart in an endless, infinite explosion. All the bits, parts, and pieces that were once me, never to return and recoalesce. What gives? From whence this intensity? It started on 10/28. These last 3 days have been so very heavy, so burdened with some sad weight of unknown origin. I have been sleeping sometimes 12 hours, sometimes 2 or 3. Very strange. In addition to this burden, this heaviness that makes me feel like gravity is increasing, there has blossomed or manifested such an intensity of desire for something. Can I put words to this wordless thing? Yes, for in its intensity, I just had to give it words, else it'd tear me apart. It is a desire for love, in a certain expression of that, the desire for communication that is really a communion of hearts that are one. This is no earthly thing, for I feel no mere human relation or relationship could contain or suffice it, but I don't know. Let me explore more. This night I found simple words for it. I think I must drink an extra quart of water for all that is lost down my face lately. What would fulfill it? Be in heart. And then parenthetically I said, oh shit, that means this will go public. Oh well. It is the desire to speak and be heard deeply, be understood. To be really heard is a rarity on this earth. I am love. So are you. The only difference may lie in the fact that I am knowing this, whereas many others do not yet. They wander about, still lost in the mind, dreaming a life. My life is not like that, at least not so much anymore as it once was. It is so much more real, a life lived in the heart. So, being love and knowing it, I seek out the one who can hear me. Where is that one to be found? Where is the one who will not pull on my soul, not be demanding, but who will hear and hear from the heart? Where is that one? Where is the one who has sufficient understanding that I need not spend time working from mind to bring that one along, to enter more deeply within? Where is the one not so overly burdened with the pains and hassles of life that will not pass that energy along on the conduit of our connection? Where is that one? Where is that one who also knows self as love and is content just to be, not to be this or that, but just to be? Where is that one? Where is that one who is not so burdened with depression and despair, who cannot see outside of the dark aura these create? Where is that one who is not so self-involved that they can even hear me at all? Where is that one not in so much of a hurry that they have both love and time to spare? Where is that one? Are you that one? I am content, you see. Yes, I know from the words above, it doesn't sound like that. What you see, though, is the drive of an emotion, a heart seeking to fulfill itself. I am so very content, so reasonably empty, that being, just being, is sufficient for me. It takes another one like that to be able to meet and see me right where I am. What do I want? With utmost intensity, I simply want to be loved. Or rather, I want to be that love that I am, but with someone else, to share love. I want to see and be seen, to hear and be heard, within an intensity, an immensity, a whole surrounding of only love. I want to share love. This wanting is vast. It is so intense, it is frankly painful in some way. Yet, the pain may be the mere experience of its intensity. I don't know. None of my relationships has held up well during this last period, this last year or so. Some have improved, some improved greatly, and for this I rejoice. Yet the ones they improved with are not the ones who can see or understand me at all. Some hear every word as if it was directed at them. That is uncomfortable. It doesn't give me room to breathe, but makes me feel as if I must be careful to nurture them. These are not yet fully content in themselves. Their self-love is not yet quite there. The pull on my energy is uncomfortable. Sometimes one wants to be nurtured without having to nurture someone else. There's a certain yearning to be in a relationship of equals, simply to hear and be heard, to be understood. Now, I don't like the word equals because all are equal without doubt. Where is another word? I just want to interact with someone, some being at least enough like me to be able to totally see me, to hear and understand me. I want to be able to bring up any subject at all and have that be all right. I want to share back and forth in simple joy. Yet, as with probably everyone, our relationships are more limited, more restrictive than that. Certain ones can't quite connect with us on certain topics. So, for our questing along the lines of that topic, it leaves us alone. Other ones have hot button topics that get them riled up or angry, and that's certainly no fun if you should inadvertently bring one of them up. They require you to take care of them in this way, to leave that subject alone. Other ones are massively bored by what interests you. No point in going there for any kind of deep sharing, at least conversationally. I don't want to bring up all the inadequacies of various relationships. There are many more, but we all have a number of them in our relationships, so I think we all know how hard, how challenging simply to be heard, and understood. It is such a rare thing on today's earth. Well, not for long. This I know. Yet somehow that doesn't satisfy this yearning here and now. What to do? Where to turn? It comes to me tonight that though I have a deeply loving relationship with Source, it hasn't been one where there is actual conversation. We tend to elevate God into the celestial spheres and think of ourselves as down here below. I guess I've been a bit guilty of that, for it comes to me now that it may only be Source or Higher Self who can meet and answer this need, this very, very strong desire. God, where did it come from? Just lost my place. I don't know. I don't even know what's going on. For the first day of this, I was fairly patient with the heaviness. I wrote much of it off, and still do, to people's disappointment with Dr. Kalaman's Mayan calendar end date not producing what they considered sufficient fireworks. Many people, and ESP tuning into the mass feeling there. Many people have put tremendous trust and faith in this date or in the 2012 date to come and rescue them from the various challenges in their life. There's a natural drop in energies, a despondency when something so hoped for doesn't pan out as expected. Most of us know how that feels, even if we must go back to childhood to touch that feeling again. Then, when I awoke the second day, still in the grip of the sad heaviness, I was a bit surprised. So very often, if one just keeps putting one foot in front of another without expectation, distress, or desire to run away, things work out on their own. Heart living is like that. Well, often anyway. Now, here ends the third day of the same weight, the same heaviness. Another day full of various tears. What goes on? There is some improvement today, however, in that it came to me just what was missing, what I was yearning for, to be heard and understood on a very deep, loving level. And these words don't even touch it. Knowing what is behind our pain brings its own sort of comfort, even when it doesn't bring an answer. So at least I have that. But now what? I have recently reopened communication with beings from spirit, the unseens. I have been holding back and already recorded and ready to go journal on the subject, which I posted a few days ago. I admit to being surprised that as soon as I made my decision to do that, it came out in a journal. I had thought to keep it to myself at least for a while until I got steady on my feet with it. So I guess I'll post it as it appears. This one, which I thought to be private, is to be public as well. Parenthetically, these days I have precious few private journals. It's very strange living so publicly. Well, it is with these beings, in addition to human ones, that I have been disappointed in relationship. I don't understand why they tell me I must first ask them questions in order for them to communicate. To me, that is not communication from heart. I don't find the love in it. Not saying it's not there, just saying it's not sufficiently obvious to answer this deep burning need that I have. Besides which, I have precious few questions. Most times I have none. It's just a product of living from heart. Don't ask me to explain it. I could so relate to Anelia Benz when she said she had no curiosity. I do understand that. So it appears that my relationships with the beings of other dimensions or densities are to be limited to whatever questions I can come up with. Totally unsatisfactory. So even with beings in spirit, I feel let down. Like I said, all of my relationships have been under pressure and haven't held up very well. Oh, there are a few of you with whom I communicate fairly regularly and with whom I truly enjoy the exchanges. I get a lot from them. It's just this ultra deepness that isn't being met somehow. So please, don't anyone feel like you have to rescue me over this. It isn't your fault. Like I said, oh, lost my place again. Like I said, look at your own life. I expect you'll see the same thing. Relationships that don't quite match up to this ideal my heart seems to have latched onto the need to experience. It's funny too, because it sounds so innocent, so uncomplicated, just to be heard and to be understood. Yet, if we look at all of our communications, how often do we really feel like that, down to our toes? How often are you understood deeply? Not very often, I'll bet. So, this isn't really that unusual. It's just the intensity of it and the fact that it isn't something I thought up. Rather, it's something that just came on me seemingly from nowhere. I haven't words for the power of the emotions behind the free-flowing tears that I shed over it either. So very deep, silly words, they don't even touch it. Yet, for the many who are in their own hearts, you will quite understand. Why is that? Simply because you'll feel it. You're in touch with this heart. The empaths will know as well. So, to you, I apologize for sharing such heavy energy with you. Like anyone else, I like it much more when what I bring through is great joy and rejoicing over new ways to see and view things. I have the moon conjunct Uranus, after all. I like to help lessen your burden, not add to it. You understand. Yet, also, like anyone else living from heart, I must be true to what is real for me. There's no other way to live with integrity, and that means no matter how it hurts or helps, one is true to it simply because it is. Like we enjoy saying, it is what it is. That says so very much. Do I have anything else to share here? Maybe not. God, I don't know how I'm going to record this one. I may even send it out as just text with a mention and a link in some other video I do. I don't know. You know, an interesting phrase came to me when in the midst of it tonight, and it was this: I am birthing myself. Well, the pain of it is certainly along the lines of birthing. You women will know, and the men too, if they just enter hard enough to tune in to some of those feminine incarnations. We go back and forth at times, you know. Spirit is sexless, bodies carry that. Anyway, could that be, and how so? What does this intensity of desire to meet up with love and understanding have to do with that? There's one other thing. Time and time again, only lately, not before, I find my hands crossed over the thymus area. It seems deeply sacred to me somehow. Not sure what that's about, but it's very strong, notable. So here's the note. Blessings, my friends. Remember now, I am fine, and so are you. Remember our ultimate perfection. It lies at the heart of us, no matter what we're going through at the time. I take such comfort in that, and I hope you will too. It's all a play in the end, a very sacred one, one of much worth, but still, we're playing roles. I just wonder what mine is at this point. Okay, that's all I wrote, but it's been a few days since then, a week, I guess. And it comes to me now, this level and depth of understanding may well be something I'm needing to give to myself. I don't know. But as I read that, and I remember how that came through, I'm birthing myself. And the agony of it, that may be it. And of course, I share this because you'll laugh when I say it's not personal. And yet it is. Love to you.